Hello, this is the Business Building by Design podcast, and I'm your host, Emily Jansen McGrath. I'm an entrepreneur, small business owner, mom, designer, and lover of all things beautiful. Are you looking to start a new business, or are you wondering, what am I doing and how did I get here? Then you're in the right place, and it's time to do something about it. You can expect tips, strategies, one-on-one interviews with other professionals, and life lessons. I started this podcast to help other women in business be successful. I was thankful enough to have other women who mentored me throughout the years, and I want to give what was given to me. I truly hope that you listen, learn, laugh, but most of all, connect. Now, put on your seatbelt and let's roll. Good afternoon. Today for Business Building by Design with Emily Jansen McGrath. We're here today. I've got my friend Heather, and today is National Wine Day, but also Wednesday. So we thought we'd take advantage of this day and drink a little wine. And just so you can get to know me better, she's come up with some questions, and we're going to do interview style. So Heather's going to ask me a question, and then I'm going to freelance or whatever you would call it, I guess, be a free bird. And I haven't studied these questions. I don't even know what they are. So here we go. All right, Heather. So what you got?
Okay. So I think this is a very good question. How do you balance work life and personal life?
Geez, that's a hard one. This something that I've struggled with all of my life, I guess, working and having a family and raising children, but then working full time, it's really hard. And I think a lot of business owners struggle with that. So something that I learned a long time ago is I'm a workaholic. So I recognize that. And I have to be very careful about splitting my time and just keeping my priorities in order. So my priorities are the Lord first, of course, and then probably my children and my family, and then work. But I always take time to cut it off. Don't take work home with me anymore. I used to do that. I used to wake up working, go to sleep working, weekends, everything. And now I cut it off. I mean, I'm here at a certain time, and then at a certain time, we're done. Yeah. I don't answer the phone. I mean, I don't take work calls after 5 o'clock. I don't take work calls on the weekend. We don't work on the weekend. So, it's something that you just really have to have boundaries with. Mm-hmm. Set the time that you're going to work, and then decide not to when you don't want to.
Good. Nice answer.
Well, thank you.
Very good. Okay, so let's do something a little more fun.
Okay.
I would like to know how do you unwind? How do you unwind from your craziness, because you are wound up tight all the time? How do you calm down?
Wine helps. Wine always helps. No, I guess my podcast, the first intro, I talked a little bit about this, but walking and just meditation and prayer. I do a lot of meditating now that I never used to. It really helps. Walking helps me. Like you said, I'm go all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm wound up tight. I'm probably a little ADHD. So, walking helps get rid of some of my antsiness, or I guess my fidgetiness, but just to get that energy out and to be able to take my thoughts and just decompress, process. And meditating and prayer help a lot too. Mm-hmm. Meditating, just getting out of my mind, getting out of my head. So that's pretty much how I do that.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so fun one. Do you like surprises?
I love surprises. I love surprises. I love to surprise other people. Mm-hmm. I love getting surprises, even if it's just something little. I mean, it doesn't matter. I love not knowing and being surprised. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So let's see. Let me find another good one. What is your favorite time of the day and why? I love these. I love doing these questions with surprises because you have no idea what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're going to ask. So my favorite time of day is probably, I'm not a morning person.
No, I think I know the answer, but I would like to hear your answer and why it's that. Why is that your favorite part of the day?
Probably like mid-evening, around 5 or 6 in the evening. That's a good time for me. I just kind of decompress, I guess. Thought process, and but I love to watch the sunset. I do love nighttime though, because I love looking at the stars. That's one of my favorite things is looking at the stars and the moon. But just knowing that I don't have to be anywhere, I can just sit and read a book if I want to, or just chit chat with friends. That's a good time. So what do you think I would say?
I thought you were going to say about 2:30 in the afternoon when you go on your walks.
Yes. I started to, but I didn't want to wear that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you like that time of the day. You seem to get a lot accomplished mentally, and then you get ready to go for the rest of the day, and then you sleep, and then you wake up the next morning, and you're like ready to charge at it again.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah. Okay. So, what would you say your hobbies are? Since we've talked about your walking and your meditation, what other hobbies do you like?
Okay, so I like to go camping and be out on the lake. I like to read. I do a lot of reading.
Same. I love to read.
Podcasts.
I know. I love listening to podcasts.
I think we're addicted to podcasts. And just hanging out with my friends. So, we like to ride.
The side-by-sides?
Side-by-sides. We like to be on the boat.
A lot of outdoor activities.
Yes, I'm outdoors a lot. I love to be outdoors. You know me. I can't stay inside very long because I get too antsy. I have to be going.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I've always been interested when I ask this question. Other people's answers has always been very interesting to me because it's a wide array of answers. What is your favorite family tradition? Every family has that one thing, I feel like, and I know what mine is, but
my favorite family tradition, probably I would have to say, is when we have Christmas every year, before we open presents, we always read the Christmas story.
Ooh,
and that's my favorite thing. It's just something that stuck with me. My papa always did it, and I did it for my children. We always read the Christmas story to remind us what Christmas is all about, and that it's not just about gifts. And I think that's just a special time, and that's something that I'll always remember. And that's one thing that I love.
I have to tell you about mine.
Go ahead, tell me yours.
My favorite one is on my dad's side of the family. They've been doing this for years. There's a bunch of those kids. Every Christmas, we do breakfast as a family, and there's like 100 of us.
Yes.
We all get together. We all cook breakfast together, and, it's just being together is the biggest part.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it's at 9:00 in the morning or 6:00 in the evening, we're eating breakfast.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite family tradition.
That's great.
Okay.
And for those of you, Heather is a really good friend, but she helps me stay organized with my business. So you'll hear me talk a lot about her, and literally I couldn't do it without her. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay. I think people would be interested in knowing where you went to school and what your major was.
Okay. So I went to a private college. Well, I actually started out at Northeast Mississippi Community College. I was married at the time and had a child. And then I went on to a private college called Blue Mountain College, which my son is there now playing basketball. And I majored in business. So I got my business degree. And then once I started teaching, I went on and got my master's degree in instructional technology and education.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. So you want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. What's your favorite book?
Oh my gosh.
We could
Let's
talk
see.
about this for
I know
hours.
we could. I have so many.
I know.
But I would have to say that I have always, always, always been stuck on Gone with the Wind. Mm-hmm. And my other one would probably have to be Shadow of the Moon and they're both, I'm sorry, MMK wrote Shadow of the Moon. Mm-hmm. And she also wrote The Four Pavilions. Mm-hmm. And I love her works. But then also Gone with the Wind. I think I just grew up with it as a child reading it, and I've read it 4 or 5 times, and I think that will always be my favorite one. What about you?
Oh, that'll be for next time.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, where were we?
Favorite book.
Oh, okay. Well, my favorite book is Charlotte's Web.
Oh,
I love that book.
that's so sweet.
My mother read it to me, I don't know how many times. Her name is Charlotte. I have several copies of the book.
I love it.
I read it to my daughter, and she loved it just as much as I did. And I don't know, I mean, I know it's a kid's book, but it's a great
classic.
It's a great book.
Absolutely.
And I think it's very well written.
Absolutely.
So
That's a good one.
Okay. So this is awkward, but not really awkward. Interesting. Is there anything you wish would come back into fashion? Like something that has come and gone that you really want to come back?
Oh, geez.
Not MC Hammer Pants.
No, not at all. Not the big hair. Mid-century modern.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
We
I'm
can talk
all about
this.
some mid-century modern. So, we do interior design, and that's one of my loves is doing mid-century modern. And we've done a flip house. We did it all mid-century modern. Hopefully one day my house might be that. I don't know. But mid-century modern is just amazing to me.
Well, you have the clean lines.
Yes.
But you also have somewhat of a homey feel at the same time.
It still has that warmth. It's not just so modern and cold. It's very, very inviting. It's very, like you said, the clean lines, but yet it still feels warm and inviting.
Yes.
So I would have to say mid-century modern.
Yeah, I agree.
Some Frank Lloyd Wright, love it.
That would be some good stuff right there. Okay. Okay. So I like mid-century modern too. Okay. So what inspires you? What inspires you to wake up every morning and decide to go out in this crazy world and just go for it, all of it?
And that's crazy that you've asked me that, because I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and just when I'm meditating and just being prayerful, is I want to inspire others. I want to help others. I think that, it's something that I feel like I do naturally. I'm a teacher. That's one of my main skills that I think that I have and that I've been blessed with, is to be able to teach. But I just really, I'm happy to wake up and be out. Most days, I mean, I try to be upbeat and uplifting to others, and just like I said in the previous podcast, how can I help somebody today? Because that's where I find joy. My love language is gift giving, and that's where I find joy, is giving to others. So I guess that's probably what makes me get up.
Aw, so sweet. Okay. So the best advice for someone wanting to start their own business.
I guess the best advice I could give you is not necessarily have a plan, but know your niche. Know what you want to do. Know what your gift is. What are you good at? If you're creative, take that. Figure out, look at your daily tasks. Look at what you find joy in. But make sure, don't just start a business just for money, because that's not what gets you going every day. It's got to be something that you find joy in. So make sure that whatever business you're starting, that you find joy in whatever you do.
That you love doing it.
Yes,
Because then you're not working.
exactly. It's
good.
fun.
Yeah.
It's just like us
Yeah.
having wine
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Yes, I love it.
And we're having fun.
Yes,
doing what we
are.
like.
This is true.
That's one thing. We're never bored.
No. Mm-mm. Okay. So what would you say is your proudest accomplishment personally and in your business life? The two different ones, because I know they both are totally different, but you have.
Right. I guess probably my proudest accomplishment are my children, my 3 boys, and they are wonderful young men now. Like I said previously, they're out of the house. They're finding their own way now. But I think that they made me so proud in just the way that they handle themselves, the way they are with others, the way they treat their girlfriends, the way that they're trying to be successful in their own way, and that they're self-sufficient. They're very, all of them are different, but they're all independent. They're very business oriented, but they're all creative too. So, and they're successful. And that to me is my greatest accomplishment, I guess. But I guess I know I had a little hand in it. God had most of it, but that is probably my biggest accomplishment is my children. Aww. And then probably business-wise is, I've been pretty successful. I've done a lot of different things. I've, been a school teacher. I have owned my own shop. I've owned my own business. And that was something that I'd always wanted to do. So I guess just me being successful is doing what I like to do on a daily basis. And if I get tired of doing that, or I don't find joy in that anymore, then I find something that I am joyful in. And I guess that's
support you and your family.
Exactly.
In the same,
And I guess,
that's great.
too, I'm on my own now. So I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm supporting myself and I don't have any help. And and I'm good with that. And I'm able to help my kids and do whatever I need to do. So anyway, that's, I think, one of my biggest successes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what 3 things do you think of most every day?
3 things. Geez. Well, 1, the Lord, because, I try to wake up with him on my mind and go to bed with him on my mind. 2 is my family. And then 3, my business. I focus on all 3 of those things and in that order. So, I think that those are the 3 things that are most on my mind. Good. And I'd probably throw friends in there with my family too. So
yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, how long have you been in business?
So I've been in business now 7 years. Totally rowing house with the store and interior design. So 7 years.
Oh, okay. How long did you teach?
I taught school. I was in education probably for 10 to 12, probably 12. I taught in the classroom for almost 6. And then I worked with the State Department of Health in education for another 6. So right at 12 years.
Wow. That's awesome. Very good. Okay, so we've touched on a lot of different subjects, and hopefully one day we'll do another one of these Wind Down Wednesdays, and we can dive deep into some of these subjects.
Sure.
But this is a good fun one that I love to hear the answers to, because it kind of helps you figure out who this person is you're talking to. These are first date questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I was talking about this the other day. I really want to go to Spain. I've never been to Spain or Greece. Yes, I'm fortunate that I've been to a lot of places. I've been all over the United States, been to Mexico, sailed the Caribbean, and I've been to England several times. I've been to Italy, but I do want to go to Spain. I think it's Spain or Greece. So I really think that would be a great trip.
I do too.
So when are we going?
I'm ready.
Okay, well, we need to book that trip.
Let's take our wine.
Let's take our wine and let's book that trip. So, yes, that's probably where I would want to go next.
Yeah. I want to go there. Apparently, that's where my family's from. I would love to go. And
Yeah, you look very Spanish. Very Spanish princess.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. One more question?
One more question.
One more question. All right, here we go. Well, let's see. Let's not end on that one. Yeah, let's end on. What's your pet peeve? What gets under your skin, but doesn't just drive you completely crazy,
Yes.
but just gets you a little bit.
My pet peeve is wasting time.
Yes.
My time is very important to me. Although I'm not very scheduled, I do keep my my schedule when I have it. Does that make sense?
I mean, every day you write down before you leave a to-do list.
Yes.
So you know exactly what you've got to get accomplished, and so you're not wasting time where you can organize it.
Yes.
Where your time is very valuable, and that's what we got to do.
And, not only my work time, but I feel like I'm very efficient.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm efficient with the time that I am working, but also with my playtime.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm using my time wisely, because it's something you cannot get back. And that is my pet peeve, is someone that wastes time, or they waste my time. So
Yeah.
that's probably a deal breaker for me. So don't try not to do that. But you're like me, we get things done.
Yeah. We're just I hate to say it this way, but we're kind of balls to the walls to get stuff done.
Yes.
Like we get in there,
Knock it
elbows
out.
dirty, do what you got to do to get it done.
Yes.
And we try to do it as efficiently as possible.
Yes.
Sometimes the wine doesn't help, but it does sometimes.
Correct. Okay.
This has been fun.
It has been fun.
I
We'll have to do it again.
did not want to do this.
I really had to twist her arm, and I said, you are going to do it. Maybe the wine helped. I don't know. So anyway, but we will be talking with you a lot in the future, and we hope that you subscribe, leave us a review, follow us, and we'll have more to come. So talk to you later.
Bye, y'all.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast, and I look forward to talking with you and maybe connecting again. If you think you might want to listen to more, or you might be able to connect with me on some level, then I hope that you follow me, leave me a review, and put your walking shoes on, because we've got a ways to go.